Hello and welcome back to Careering Onwards with me, Mr. Grand 2, and the final part of our second season as a manager at Cambridge United. It's the end of season review type stuff. If you didn't watch the last episode, go and check it out. It was, well, the conclusion to what has been a fantastic season. In all practical terms, we did secure promotion and then we did secure the League One title. It's been a fantastic and meteoric rise for Cambridge under our stewardship, and a fantastic 2 seasons as a manager for us. Promotion in the first one, promotion again in the second one, and with the title to boot. So as you can see from the league table, we've played the last 2 games of the season, which were completely meaningless as far as we were concerned. It was a win in the first one against AFC Wimbledon, a 1-0 win in that one, Will Ferry getting the goal late on. We then lost the final game of the season to Oxford United. Adam Idah scored, which was important, but we can't beat Oxford. That's 4 times we played Oxford this season, and the best we've managed to do was a draw in the FA Cup in the FA Cup, and then we lost the replay. But yeah, no, so they're a bit of a bogey team for us, but we won't be facing them next season unless something goes quite seriously wrong. Charlton, of course, go up with us, and then the playoff spaces will be MK Dons, Wycombe, Hull, and it's not come up on here yet, but it will be Fleetwood. Well, actually, I don't know. They're level on points with QPR. It's not ticked through yet. I mean, they're in 6th. I'm assuming it's Fleetwood. We'll check that out in a minute. Swindon go down, straight back down to League 2, along with Burton, Rochdale, and Accrington Stanley. Who are they? They're in League 2 next season. So this is going to be the end of season review for how things have gone at Cambridge this season, and also potentially how they've gone in our whole sort of era at the club. And we've kind of covered the main points. 2 promotions in a row. It's been pretty fantastic, a pretty fantastic start to our managerial time. We've had some fantastic players this season, some fantastic performances. If we do end up staying, it's going to be difficult to keep everybody at the club. George Maris has been sensational. Dennis Politic will not be here next season. He's already agreed to join Holstein Kiel in the Bundesliga. I think they've survived in the Bundesliga, but I think a lot of the guys we've got on loan, it's going to be difficult to get them back. We'll give it a try, if indeed we're still here, but that's not what I'm anticipating doing. It's not what I'm necessarily looking for. We're going to have to sort of see what jobs come up over the course of this episode, and if there's anything we want to apply for. But end of season stuff first. I think we're going to have to go through the playoffs to get to some of it, but we should get our stuff coming up. But obviously we will be in the Championship next season if we stay with Cambridge. So as far as I'm concerned, we need to be looking, if we are going to move, we need to be looking at another Championship side. This is how it's shaped up. Burnley have been promoted as champions, with Brighton going up with them. The playoffs will be between Birmingham, Leicester didn't go up automatically, Cardiff, and West Bromwich Albion. So potentially some teams that missed out on the playoffs might be looking to change their manager. Middlesbrough could be interesting. Huddersfield, Blackburn could be interesting. I mean, someone sort of mid-table, Bristol City, Brentford, or Swansea would be really nice as well. It remains to be seen if those kind of jobs will become available. And there is one available already. Millwall is available now. And they finished 17th. I'm not sure they're necessarily the team for me, but potential option there. Of course, there's clearly an argument for staying at Cambridge, and if there indeed is not really any other job within what I want to do coming up, then, and even if there is and we don't get it, then, well, I think we just stay at Cambridge certainly into the season. I don't really want to leave Cambridge mid-season though. I don't think that's particularly fair, but if that's what we have to do, that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to resign as Cambridge manager. It's only if there's something that actually comes up. We could maybe move abroad to one of the other leagues, maybe the SPL. I don't know. I think I'd like to go to the Championship. I don't want to skip that out, and I think that's the sort of logical next step for us, whether it's at Cambridge or not. Right, I think Rochdale have just beaten Cheltenham, which has not affected anything whatsoever. They were already down, but that must have been what was stopping the table from updating. There we go. Fleetwood do get the final playoff place. I think realistically we want to be, if we are going to move, we want to be in place in the new club pretty quickly, so we've got plenty of time to do transfers. I don't want to let it drag out. If we're going to let it drag out, then we will just stay at Cambridge, I think. And equally, I don't want to move to a club who are sort of, on a level with us. If, a club that's sort of mid-table in the Championship would really be the only thing that would be an improvement. Otherwise, we might as well just stay with Cambridge and see how well we do. Well, as well as Millwall, Ipswich are available. I mean, that's interesting. Ipswich is interesting. They didn't do as well as Millwall, but some decent young players. in the team. That is certainly, I'm not sure what their finances are like, but definitely a possible option. What I quite like is the end of season stuff to come up, but that's not happening anytime soon. MK Dons winning against Fleetwood, and then Hull winning against Wickham, so that will be the playoff final. Here we go. Right, this is what we're interested in. Overall best 11 obviously is going to be populated by how well we've done this season. Indeed, the entire defence completely replaced what we had last season. Dixon Bonner in the midfield as well. Interestingly, Liam O'Neill is keeping his place in there. Ferry and Politic, and Ida the front three. Not surprising given how bad we were defensively last season. George Maris gets player of the season. Fantastic. Well done. Lloyd Jones gets signing of the season. I think actually I'd probably agree with that one. Dixon Bonner is young player of the season. It's been a fantastic year. You can't argue with it. Just going to accept this. I don't expect they're going to want anything other than us to avoid relegation. Bring in some new faces, try and keep us up. I mean, I'm not sure we'll be here, but we'll certainly give it a go if we are. Ida breaks the goal scoring record. Maris, new record for number of assists, and player of the match awards as well. Callum Burton with a new clean sheet record. Now we still got the playoff final, of course, but given the fact that Ivan Toney is not going to be involved in that one, then Adam Ida, we can safely say, has won himself the golden boot. I mean, the financial realities of the club is that we're not really necessarily going to be able to compete in the championship. I don't think. Adam Ida, biggest shirt seller, you would have guessed that one. Maris also doing very well. Greenwood getting quite a few shirts despite the fact he didn't really play very much. And it will be Hull City who join us back in the Championship next season, getting promoted again at the first time of asking. A 2-0 win for them against MK Dons. Liverpool win the FA Cup as well, and we've lost Keith Keane to Swansea as their under-18s assistant manager. I'll be honest, I didn't even know he was here. Wasn't part of my first team setup. I mean, the Real Madrid job's available. I don't know. I mean, sorry, so the only Championship jobs that are available are Millwall and Ipswich. I think, looking at job security, they're the only ones that are going to be available. Sunderland will potentially be available, but they've just been relegated, so have Rotherham, so I'm not really interested in that. I mean, Hoffenheim, I don't think we're going to get the Hoffenheim job. Both Millwall and Ipswich do have superior reputations to us, but I'm not sure how much of a step up they really are compared to just staying here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably apply for, well, certainly the Ipswich job, maybe the Millwall job as well, and then we'll just sort of see. We might not even get an interview, and if we do get an interview, see what the sort of financial package we'd have would be like. I'm going to have a sort of in-depth look at the squads, just to see sort of, you know, the kind of players we've got here. Some quite good, and there's some good youngsters at Ipswich, and then just sort of see. I mean, you know, there's a good chance we wouldn't even get offered either of the jobs, even if we did get an interview. See if it's really worthwhile, see if anything else comes up as well, and then if we are potentially going to move clubs, then I'll come back in this episode and show you. If not, if there's no chance and we need to just sort of start thinking about planning for next season with some sort of transfers, then I'll just come back and tell you that. And then the next episode will be whether we're at Cambridge or somewhere else going through transfers at the start of the new season. Or I will do in a minute. George Maris wins Sky Bet League One Player of the Year. Fantastic, fully deserved. Well done, George. And final confirmation that Adam Ida wins Top Goal Scorer Award as well. It was never really in doubt. Well done, Adam. And then, well, look at that. Isn't that nice? That is absolutely fantastic. Most welcome indeed. Thank you very much, everyone. And absolutely dominating the team of the year as well. Callum Burton in goal. Fields there. Jones is there. Brown is in there as well. Maris, Politic, Adeyemi, and Ida. It is sensational. Okay, so I have applied for both of the available vacancies, and Millwall have offered us an interview. Let's have and see what John Berylson has to say for himself. I mean, I believe I'm capable of managing both club and international side to a high standard. I mean, the club side's not an issue. You don't have to worry about that one. It's the international side that will suffer. Why have you felt it acceptable to apply for a number of jobs while employed by another team throughout your career? I mean, this is the first time that's happened, so what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Can you explain why you appear to be in the running for a few jobs right now? I mean, for two, because they're both available. considering my options. This is interviews are so stupid on this game. Are you able to explain how you got into such a predicament with financial fair play during your career? Well, that's hardly fair, is it? That's hardly fair. It was very silly and not really my problem. I'm confident of bringing strong financial leadership to the club. You've been alleged to have broken promises to your players before. Well, I mean, where do they dredge this stuff up from? We'll go with that one. I'm not sure that's really the best option, but we're looking for a candidate capable of performing to competition expectations, something our last manager did not do. Are you confident of handling better than our predecessor? Yeah, I mean, I smashed my expectations. How would you feel about working on a director of football? I'm not bothered at all. We understand the importance of having the right backroom team. Yeah, I'm probably going to say a small budget because I'm not going to take any of them with me because they're not very good. Yeah, it looks like an exciting future, right? I mean, to be fair, the high tempo football is very suitable for us. Direct football, maybe not so much, but kind of. Sign players for the first team under the age of 23, all right, not bad. I mean, I've got no requests proposed. They've not told me what the budget is, which is an issue. And now we've got an offer from Ipswich as well for interview 2. Marcus Evans. I would prefer to go to Ipswich of the two. Very little managerial experience. That obviously concerns me. I mean, you've hired Paul Lambert, so I'm not really sure if experience is really the best thing. My reputation speaks volumes. I've just got Cambridge promoted twice. How would you handle the workload? I mean, it's fine. Why have you felt acceptable? Okay, it's the same sort of stuff. I'll go with that one this time. I'm considering my options again. Financial fair play. I mean, seriously, I was given poor financial projections from other departments. I'm not sure. Actually, that is true because no one ever told me. Nobody ever told me. I'm going to go with that one. Broken promises. We'll go that one again. Yeah, I'm happy to work with the director of football. Give me a small budget for that. These proposals are fine. We definitely play entertaining football. Let's move on. No requests. Thank you very much. I look forward to not hearing from you. Okay, well, we are apparently now the favourite for the Ipswich job, which is interesting. I'm going to sort of, even if we get offered it, going to wait and see what happens regarding budget and things like that, and whether I do feel that actually it is the best move. I mean, it's definitely a big club relative to the level. It's a bigger club than Cambridge in terms of facilities, in terms of finances, things like that. Let's have a little bit of a better look at the squad. I mean, it's the team I wanted to go to out of the two. I'd much rather go to them than Millwall. And I'm saying this as somebody that lives in Norwich. I don't fully support Norwich, but obviously you live in Norwich, you sort of get the reputation that Ipswich have in the city. It's kind of ingrained. So I don't know. It'd feel a little bit weird in some ways, but it's a good opportunity. They're a pretty reasonable sized club. They got back in the Championship and they've survived in the Championship just about. And as we talked about a little bit earlier, some of these players, Emma Hughes is very decent. They've got some good youngsters. Flynn Downs is a good player at 22. Grion Edwards isn't too bad. They've still got Andre Dazelle, who was a bit of a wonder kid a few years ago. It'd be interesting to see if we can get him to develop. Miles Kenlock is not too bad at left back. Luke Wolfenden as well is decent. I mean, they've still got some of these other ones who were really good. They had some really good youngsters last season. They're out on loan. Tristan Nydam is an option. Dobra, of course, Falami, plenty of decent youngsters. It's certainly tempting. It's certainly tempting. Well then, Marcus Evans is here, and he is here to say that we have been offered the job. Well, suggests backroom staff changes, but that means you have got the job. And I mean, it's still not telling me how much money there's going to be available. What is the sort of, that's the facilities. So we're going to sort of see what's the financial picture like. Finances are secure, but again, no actual indication about what sort of budget we have to work with. I don't know. It's a difficult issue. I mean, the squad is clearly better than what we've got. And this is a journeyman save. We're not going to stay at Cambridge for the entire time. It kind of feels bad walking out on them when we're going to have to play against them the following season. But Ipswich Town, they're a good opportunity. Whatever my sort of local rivalries are, it's a good opportunity. It's a good club with good facilities that would be a bit of a step up for us. See if we can suggest some changes. I mean, I wasn't necessarily going to bring my backroom staff with me. Mark Bonner, not interested. Doesn't want to move to Ipswich Town. I mean, fair enough. I mean, in terms of the coaching, it's not really anyone I want to bring with me, so I think I'm probably just gonna sort of accept whatever we've got and then see if I can hire some new people, if indeed I do decide to go. Oh yeah, there you go, very exciting. We have formally been offered the job, transfer budget of £325,000, which is not as much as what we have at Cambridge, but a wage budget of £205,000 a week. I'm not sure how much of that is spare on what they're already paying out. Can we sort of see what wages people are on? Quite a lot of money, so I'm not sure how much of that is really going to be spare. Part of their 5-year plan, sell players before buying. Not too sure about that. Millwall, meanwhile, have also offered me the job as well. So we've got options. Do we go to Ipswich? Do we go to Millwall? Or do we stay at Cambridge United? That's the question, isn't it? That is the question. I think I need a bit more time to think about it and weigh up what the best thing is. So I think we're going to end things there for today. Bit of suspense. The issue is that I'm recording these quite far in advance. As I record this, the episode that's going to go up today is the start of Season 2. So, not that many people are really watching these particularly anyway, but if you want to leave a comment down below, it likely will not influence anything because I probably will have played the save a bit since then, and I will have already decided what I want to do. But, you know, post a comment anyway. It's good for the YouTube algorithm. But thank you very much for watching. You'll find out next time what we decide to do. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one, and then I will see you next time. Maybe it's at Cambridge, maybe it's in Ipswich, maybe it's down in London. We'll have to wait and find out.